This is the Millennial Realtor podcast. Thanks for listening in. You have questions about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, and we have answers to all those questions that you have in your home buying process. Today I brought in Gerald Hartson from Sunline Pool and Spa Maintenance, and we're going to talk about the dangers of owning a pool, what you need to look for, and everything else associated with having a pool with your home that you do purchase. So before we introduce him in, we're going to take a quick short break and with a quick market update.
Hi, this is Tony Mazeika from the Mazeika team in Mission Viejo, and I was going to give you the local market update for September 2019 and choosing another location called Ladera Ranch, which is the newest area here in the South County area close to Mission Viejo. For the month of September, the average price for homes in Ladera Ranch, because they are more exquisite homes, the average price is $1,274,000, which is about a 19% increase over the actual price of that home 1 year ago, which is a large increase for those that are selling their homes at this point. The average price sold with these homes is pretty close to the asking price. Almost 97% of the asking price for the price of that home, which has been listed and sold in fairly record time. There are 3.5 months of inventory left for homes in Ladera Ranch. Now, talking about attached or homes, which are condominiums or townhomes, in the month of September 2019, the average price is $542,000, which is a little bit less than last year's $581,000 for a townhome or condominium. The interesting thing about it is that more product has been going to the market right now so far as attached homes at this time, that it's a fantastic opportunity to make a possible offer on some of these properties if you've been looking for a condominium or a townhome in that area. That is the number right now, and if you have any further questions about it, feel free to give me a call at area code 949-929-9051. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony, for that local market update. All right, well, welcome back. So, Gerald Hartson here with Sunline Pool and Spa Maintenance. Thanks for coming in, man.
No problem, no problem.
That's good. I'm glad to finally have somebody who's a pool inspector come on in and talk about pools, because I know with your experience, you've seen a lot of things, and you know everything that's going up, trending upward, and what needs to happen, and you're seeing a lot of the bad mistakes homeowners have done with their homes.
Oh yes, for sure.
So what kind of got you into being a pool in the pool business?
Well, the major thing is that you're your own boss. You make your own hours, you make your own routes. It's outside. You're healthy. You're physical. You make some decent money.
Sure. That's good. Okay. And how long have you been in doing pools?
Me personally, I've been doing it for about 20 years roughly.
Mm-hmm.
My partners have been doing it for about 40. So.
Nice. So you got that extra experience if something pops up, then you'll see what happens.
Exactly. So we're all well-rounded.
Good. That's good to hear. So what do you see from your standpoint with pools, that biggest mistake that people are doing right now?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes is patchwork, as you'll see a lot of homeowners, that are trying to sell a house quick. They'll do patchwork where, they'll try and patch a pipe with, silicone or duct tape or something like that, or patch inspection, for selling a house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that's, a danger. The pool leaks down, you all of a sudden burn up pumps, and you're exposing the plaster, which, can then, crack it, and then you have to replaster your pool. So, it kind of all compounds itself.
Okay, so this is like a real just slap on lipstick on a pig and just to make it look good. So what actually needs to be done generally in most cases?
Most cases, what needs to be done is, you have to come in and go, okay, well, what have you done is patchwork. So it's, okay, let's replumb, this section of pipe, or, okay, well, you have a 2-horse pump that's, 20 years old, and you're going to be, spending $1,000 a month on electricity, where, you can put a, what they call a variable speed pump in, and now you can drop the runtime down, but still, run your pool 10 hours and get the same filtration.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're saving $300-400 off your electric bill per month by doing that. So there's options out there for all that kind of stuff. If you want to be energy efficient, and
Mm-hmm.
they even have out there where you can upgrade your panel, so you have your pool panel there, and you can have it to where it'll talk to your phone, any smartphone you have, iPhone, Samsung, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so, you're on your way home from work, and you're like, oh, I want to heat my spa up.
Yeah.
Well, it's an hour drive for me to get home. Let me turn my spa on. By the time you get home, your spa's at 140 degrees. You put your bathing suit on, you jump in, and enjoy yourself.
Wow, that's
so
really
everything
cool.
can be automated,
So that's the new thing right now. Everything is just starting to move into automatic.
Yeah,
process.
automation, yeah.
Now, with that automated process, is that really hard to set up, or is it easy? What do you need to get that all completed?
Well, you need someone that's qualified, who's licensed and bonded like we are.
Good.
And, we do all the initial setup as far as wiring, making sure your signal's there. The homeowner would just need to have a router that has enough signal strength to reach out to where their pool equipment is, so that the panel can talk to the router, and you're able to, operate your pool from anywhere in the world, really.
Sure.
As long as you have,
Sure.
Wi-Fi access.
So a pool guy, not just a tech guy that can put in a router.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That's good to hear. Okay. As far as looking at pools for pool inspections, what are you guys looking for as well during a pool inspection?
Most of the time when we go do pool inspections, we'll look at the plaster itself in the pool, see how aged it is.
Okay.
We also look at what they call the decaseal that goes between the coping and the deck, and see if that is deteriorated and needs to be replaced. Then we look at the equipment. Most of the time, as long as the equipment is functional and working,
Okay.
then the homeowner that's selling doesn't really need to, do anything. But if you have a heater that's not working, they can, the seller can contest that, say, hey, the heater's not working, and one or two things: either you replace it, or we can take the cost off of, closing costs or whatever.
Sure.
That's kind of the typical things that we run into.
Okay. So what for that type of cost, what would that be to replace a heater?
Typical, heater, the ones we like to use, the name brand is Pentair, very good brand. They stand behind the product, and it's called a Master Temp, and that's usually what we put in. As long as you don't have a salt system. If you have a salt system, then you have to go to what they call an HD, which is basically, it has a copper nickel heater core in there, so that the salt that runs through there doesn't tear
it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I guess that's kind of another trend too, is people changing to chlorine because they don't want their kids, with too much chlorine coming out.
Well, they changed to what they call a saline system.
Okay.
And basically, you're taking the salt, it goes through a generator, gets zapped, and creates a chlorine molecule, which then chlorinates your pool.
Okay.
So then you're not using, your chlorine tablets or your liquid chlorine as much. Sometimes during the summer when it's hot, you have to augment it with that. But the main thing to watch out is your pH, and you just add some acid to that to bring that down.
Okay.
But the saline systems are beautiful. You get out, your eyes don't burn. It just feels like you got out of a nice saline bath, basically.
Good. Okay. So that's kind of the trend there. What would you recommend when someone's looking for a pool, a salt or chlorine base?
Again, they both have their pros and cons.
Okay.
It all depends on what you want. You can go saline, chlorine. There's honestly nothing wrong with it. It's just maintaining the level. You can't have a 5.0. Your eyes will burn. But if you maintain it between a 2 and 3, honestly, you're not going to have a problem. And you'll still keep the algae away. And it's kind of preference on the person, to be honest.
Okay. So that's just their preference, and I'm assuming the costs are going to be about the same, or is it because the salt is...
The salt system is going to be more pricey than if you just were doing a chlorine pool, to be honest. I mean, if you were looking at a saline pool, you're looking at, $2,400 to do an install of, the saline system. And that's, wiring it in, hanging the board on the wall, and then plumbing in the actual cell, which, generates the chlorine as the salt goes through.
Okay, so I guess, maybe the consumer that's going to be living in the house for a long period of time wants the salt versus someone who's a investor, renter, flipper, whatever, they want the chlorine because that's cheap and easy. And
exactly, that's what we see a lot of. Yeah, if you're going to be there that's what we tell people. If you're going to be there for a long time, then do the upgrade. Do the salt system, do the variable speed, get the energy efficient heater. If you're not going to be there, more than 5 years, then stay with the chlorine and your pumps you have.
That's good. That's good. Okay, wanted to have that question. Okay, so solar is kind of a big deal in California to offset some of the costs and everything else from there. What do you see anything with solar reducing your pool costs, and how does that work as well?
Well, if you're talking about the solar panels as far as electricity goes, they definitely help. I know my parents put solar on their house, dramatically helped their electric bill. Doing that along with a variable speed pump and energy efficient heaters, also helps that cost. They also do have what they call solar for the pools for the heater. So they put basically it's kind of like a solar panel up there, and the water goes up to your roof and goes through these panels, gets heated, comes back down, goes through your system into your pool, and essentially you're heating your pool that way. Only problem with those is eventually they can leak and you can have problems with them. So it's not something that we normally recommend.
Okay, but for somebody who's just trying to get it just to reduce costs, they're going to probably take it, I guess. Or is that still...
I mean, it's pricey even to put those up there just to heat a pool.
Okay. Okay, so solar's not really kind of getting into it, I guess, from your standpoint.
Right, and we don't do that install. That's a whole different company that does that install.
Gotcha, because I see homes all the time, and I see that the solar old. It's I guess the old system of solar, because it's not the nice fancy glass that you see on the roofs, but it's kind of just like it looks like this big black tarp on.
Exactly.
And so, and I was just always curious about how that would work out with pooling, because I know that's big with pools. So okay, what else do you see as far as like a big trend for pools?
People want them clean, basically. I mean, they want to come home, and most of them want to use it on the weekend and enjoy it with the kids or the grandkids, and
right.
So service is, a big thing for some people, whether, they're doing it on their own or you have another company coming in. And in regards to my company, when we take over a service, we usually have a set day that we try to put people on. And of course, everyone wants Friday.
Sure,
sure. But, it's difficult to accommodate that. But, to kind of help that, if you get stuck on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, you can always put what they call a pool sweep in, which can help minimize the debris that's in a pool as well. So it's something else we can recommend to people if they have a lot of trees around or bushes.
Okay. So how long? What would you recommend as far as the process to keep a pool clean and maintained properly? Generally,
you want to keep your chlorine and your pH, in balance. You want to make sure that your filter is cleaned and you have great filtration, that you're running it long enough. During the summer, you want to run it anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. In the winter, you can drop that down from 4 to 6. If you have a really big pool, sometimes, it differs. I mean, every pool's kind of different. But,
sure.
Those are the main things, that you want to have.
Okay. Now with, I see, like you said about grandkids coming over for the pool, all that. I'm sure there's certain safety that needs to be considered when, purchasing a home with a pool or going to a home with a pool. So what's the law? What's required?
Nothing is really required. I mean, if you have kids, it's again, if they know how to swim, you don't necessarily have to have a fence or a gate up.
Okay.
If they don't, then it's a good idea to have what they call temporary fencing up, which is you drill holes in and basically you put fencing in, and it has a gate that you can go in and out, and basically that can keep the kids out so they don't fall in and drown. They also have other products out there, such as like a flotation device that you can put at the edge of the pool, and if it senses any water movement, then it'll send an alarm letting you know, hey, someone may be floating in the pool or something's going on. So there's definitely a lot of safety stuff out there, but nothing is necessarily law if you have kids or grandkids around.
Right. Okay. And so, so just wanted to kind of ask that question because I hear I hear a bunch of stuff all the time, and kind of want to debunk any myths or anything else associated with that. What would now that type of sensor kind of pride my curiosity a little bit because we talked about the smart home and about warming up the pool before you get home and the spa before you get home. Any other kind of security features that are kind of new and built to our new tech obsession days?
Not really. I mean, it's basically, like I said, automated, with your phones of turning. I mean, you can turn the lights on. They have it to where they have what they call color LEDs, and so you can either have your pool be red or green, or you can go through what they have programmed, like they have a Caribbean setting or like an American setting, or just different. Kind of goes through like you're at a resort or something. Kind of go through these nice colors, and you can put those in and again automate those. From your phone. The same thing goes, when you have automation, they have, what they call Jandy valves. So those are doing all your valve turning for your spa being warm, or if you have shear descents, or if you have slides or stuff like that.
All right. That's good. That's good because everyone, obviously, with the millennials, want to be cutting edge on as much as possible to make it easier to own a pool and make sure that it's all cleaned up and inspected. And
the one thing I would say is if there's a diving board, that's something that you might want to look at having taken out.
Okay.
Because I know that those are a big hazard with a lot of insurance companies when it comes to homeowners insurance.
Sure.
And you'll end up paying a lot more if they know you have a diving board. So if you're taking a diving board out, you'll save on your homeowners insurance as well. Just
good. Something
to throw in there.
Good. Okay, that's definitely good to hear because I thought about that as well, but I never brought that to my forehead until I see a home with a diving board as well. Okay, and I guess I hear and see a lot of times pools that have cracks inside and outside. Are all cracks bad with pools, or is it just
not all not all cracks are bad. It all depends on if you're losing water, and the best way to do that is to get a leak detection company to come out.
Okay.
And they'll do a leak detection, and they'll do two things. They can not only do leak detection saying, yeah, you're losing water, but then they can also go in and go, okay, yeah, that crack that's in the middle of the pool, that's where your water's coming from. That's where it's leaking out. Or, you know what, you have a crack over here in your skimmer. Your skimmer needs to be cut out and replaced. So they can come in and do that kind of thing. And then, they can try and do what they call a patch job. A lot of times those only hold for, a few years.
Sure.
And then it's basically, you need to
replaster.
Yeah, you just gotta replaster the pool and, get down to the gunite and fix any problem there is down there.
Okay. So try to take care of it as soon as possible before it gets worse, I guess.
Yeah, because then your water bill goes up because you just keep filling the pool.
Filling the pool, yeah, that's not good. And we don't know where that water leaks to, so...
Right, exactly. I mean, it's going down into the ground and, saturating it, so...
Can't control what's underneath your house.
Exactly.
Good, okay. So the cracking on the sidewalks around, and it's not that big of a deal unless...
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have movement. We're in California, earthquakes. You're going to have cracks around, on the concretes and stuff. It's not a big problem. Like I said, the big problem is when it starts cracking in the pool.
Inside.
that's when you're going to have the leaks. The outside is just concrete, cracking, and you can always have that redone as well. One question we do get a lot of is, okay, people are like, I'm done with my pool. It's costing me a fortune. I want to fill it in. Well, that's not cheap to do either. It takes a geologist to come out, and then you have to have all the dirt come in. They have to compact it. Then you have to get another inspector to come out and make sure it's compacted to the right specification. And so it does get pricey. Just throwing that out there for anyone that was thinking of that. So.
Well, yeah, I actually did see a pool that had dirt in. so yeah, it's an eyesore for one, and two, like you said, the geologist is gonna have to come in and say that this is good or bad, because I know that actually, so I think that it's just an eyesore basically, and if you do it wrong, just like with everything else, you're gonna spend more money.
Exactly.
Based off of that. So okay. And inspecting with pools, obviously you'd be moving fast on escrow to make sure that the pool's inspected with you. So what are you looking for anything else besides the cracks or patchwork or anything else on a typical pool inspection?
No, normally we go to pool inspections. They want to know what kind of shape the equipment is. Maybe what kind of age it is. And a lot of times we can tell. We've been in this industry for a long time, so we can tell. How old maybe a pump is. Okay, well that pump looks like it might be 15, 20 years old. Can't tell you how long it's going to last. But it could go soon. So. We try to give them, information of like, okay, your pump's running right now. It may last you another 2 years, 5 years. I couldn't tell you. Yeah. Same thing with all the other equipment. The heater, the filters. Some of them have what they call booster pumps for the jets, the spa jets. And then, like I said, we look at around the pool. We look at the pool itself. And that's pretty much it. Anything underground as far as plumbing, we wouldn't know. Again, that's a leak detection thing, where they have to pressurize the lines to figure that out.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in, Gerald, and giving us your expertise on pool equipment and how if someone's looking for a pool inspection or someone to take care of their pool, how do they reach out to you and your company?
You can either go to a website, which is sunlinepoolspas.maintenance.com, or you can give us a call, 949-337-8257, and ask for either Jerry or Dave, and we'd be able to help you and jump on it as quickly as possible.
Good. And for all the listeners out there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a link so it goes straight to Gerald's company, and so if you have any questions, just click on the link, and obviously I'm assuming there's a phone call associated on the website.
Yeah, there's a phone call. You can also email us. It goes to our email, and we check our email daily, so we can get back to you within a day or two.
That's good. So great, and happy early birthday. Tomorrow's your birthday.
It is, thank you.
And you and the family do anything special tomorrow for Halloween?
Just taking the kids out trick-or-treating.
Gotcha. You have any costumes ready for the kids, or?
Yeah, my 6-month-old girl is going to be Pebbles, and my son's going to be the Red Power Ranger.
Nice.
So be fun.
Nice. You and your wife going to dress up?
No, not this year. This year we're just focusing on the kids.
Gotcha. You're going to be taking the photos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's good, man. Well, obviously good. Thanks for joining in and for giving us a taste of what you do and sharing that. Everyone, thanks for listening into the Millennial Realtor podcast, and we'll have more coming up. And click in, sign in, subscribe, download whatever you're listening to or watching this or however you're engaging with this information, and we'll see you next time on the Millennial Realtor podcast.